right? America is surrounded with the judgment of God. The four great judgment that Almighty Allah God is bringing upon America are rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. We see them now being covered on all sides of America, as the Holy Quran prophesies, curtain her on all her sides. And these judgment will push the people into the center of the country. And they will realize there's a lot of God who is bringing them in a country to a nothing. Job in the Bible prophesies that Allah God has the snow and ice to use as his weapons in the days of war and battle against the wicked. We hear and read in the newspapers today of how great hill like little mountains of snow are pushing down from the north, not only in the northern states of Minnesota, North and South Dakota, and Montana, but now the snow is in the New England states, and they are declared to be disaster areas. The announcer of disaster of snow in the New England states says that there had never been such great quantity of snow all up and down the coast to the Carolinas. The rain takes up where the snow leaves off. See, all around the southern borders of America, storms are raging. There are tornadoes and heavy rain and more storms on the way, one right after another. In the north and far west, in the east, America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah God. There are earthquakes and the seas is raging. The Pacific Ocean is now angry and is raging and tossing up great waves as never before. Now, why should these things hit America? The Revelation teaches why. It is because America is filled with devils and have such unclean person living in America. This is true under the symbolism of hateful birds. Every filthy, shameless, wicked person comes here for a haven where he can do any wickedness he wants to do. And the country opens and welcomes that type of person. As we see, the few little Muslims who name Muslim means those who have submitted to the will of Allah God, how the enemy hates us and seeks to do all the evil he possibly can against us by falsehood. These are not the days of Noah, Lot's, Abraham, nor are these the days of Moses. These are new times. The enemy does not get away in punishing the righteous just because he hates them. Allah, the God of righteousness, is with us, and he just laughed at those who try to fight against him. He had destroyed a whole nation with less than the power of rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. The Holy Quran has the record of people even being destroyed. Allah God does not have to have something great. He does not have to go to work and get a black arm or a mountain and throw it on them. He used that which is with you against you. The force of nature are great weapons as we see them in play in America. We see storms after storms of snow and ice are whirling in from the north and are pushing great drift. They are just covering up everything. What can you do with a God like that? See, Job prophesies that our God has his weapons stored up to use in the days of battle and war with the wicked. You just take some snow and cover them up. The Holy Quran says that Allah God destroyed people with just cold wind. He froze them. Do you think that you can get away with fighting Allah God? No wonder Second Psalm says that he will sit in heaven and laugh at those who are trying to fight against him. He will have you crazy. It is true. The heads of the government of this Christian world are confused, and they do not know that they are confused. Why? Because the greatest desire was to confuse us. Now, Allah God has taken confusion out of us and put it into them. Eat, America. Help yourself to the desert that you have prepared for us. You eat it. All praise are due to Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever. We went to Alabama and to any states that we go to. We pay a high price per acre of land that our father labor has already brought for us. Now he wants to kill us if we act humble and peaceful, want to buy back some of our own labor. And laugh at some of these things that I hear coming out of Alabama. Not only in Alabama, but in every other states in the Union. They do not know the time in which they are living. Allah God is well able to take the country from you and give it to whom he pleases. It is in your Bible. Read it for yourself. He took the kingdom from the wicked and give it to whom he pleases, those who will bring people into righteousness. America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah, the four great judgments of rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes, and the confusion and the head of states. The four great judgments of America. To be pledged with too much rain will destroy properties and lives. It swells the rivers and creeks. Too much rain floods cities and towns. Large bodies of water at the ocean shoreline will be made to swell with unusual highways, dumping billions of tons of water over the now seashore line. Rain destroy properties and kill cattle by drowning them in lowland. Rain destroys the hiding places of victorious beasts and reptiles, bringing them out, fighting in small towns and people homes and farms. Rain weakens and destroys railroads, truck lines, bread, and bridges. Rain undermines foundation of all types of buildings. Rain make the atmosphere too heavy with moisture, causing sickness. Rain with rain can bring destruction to towns and cities, bringing various germs causing sickness to the people. It produced unclean water by the swelling of the stream and destroying of the pure drinking water used for the health of the people. Rain is a destructive army with itself. Hailstorms are also a property and life destroyer. Snow is of the most dreaded pledge when it comes in great drifts from 5 to 35 feet. It buries your property and life, destroy your highways and cities and your gravel towns and cities. It put a great burden of expense upon the cities. It put a burden of expense upon the cities to repair it. The cage in or roofs of homes. We see the cutting off of homes, the cutting off of transportation, isolation areas bring about the starvation. Communication destroyed with the icing of the communication wire. Snow look pretty because of its clean look. See, almost everything of nature is beautiful, but it can be turned into death and destruction against man. Snow is prophesied to be one of the weapons that God will use against this wicked America. Job 38:22 and 23. Hell also is mentioned in the same two verses where God plainly tells us that he hath preserved it against the time of trouble, against the days of battle and war. The Holy Quran also teach us that God used snow, rain, wind, hail, earthquakes, fire against former wicked people. Is America any better than the people we read about in history that God destroyed? No, she's not as good. These people was not as wicked as the American people. See, earthquakes can destroy towns and cities instantly. America is in a grip of divine judgment. America is in a position towards her one slave, so-called Negro, as Pharaoh was with Israel as his slave. She is in this position because an injustice done to the American so-called Negro slave brought to America over 400 years ago, refused to let them go free. They only said that you are free, knowing within that you are not able to leave them without anything. But the injustice continued to increase. Now they plan death. So this God was predicted by the prophet to come to the defense of this people, the so-called Negro, in the last days after they served the enemy for 400 years. The Bible declared to Abraham in Genesis that God will judge the people to whom his people, Abraham, will be in bondage. This does not mean Israel. This means the present black people, the members of the black nation, who have and are fulfilling their prophecy. God in the person of Master Muhammad will not be defeated. The more evil, deceiving, and tricking, and making false promises, the American so-called only increase America's divine chastisement and doom. America knows that her trouble lies in the mistreatment of the black man, the so-called Negro. But she is too wicked to give up tricking the Negro, deceiving him on false promises. She just cannot stop. The opportunity is to open, and she thinks that there is no one to hinder her. But God has chosen us to be his people, and he delights in fighting enemy, according to the history of the former people. He delights himself by going forth against them when they exceeded the limit. So it is with America. They must be separate. White America will not agree to see the Negro separate from her until she has suffered divine punishment, as Pharaoh suffered it. The same things the other evil nations suffered before them is now coming upon this people. She seeks to keep a slave robbed of opportunity and wealth. She envies success coming to the American Negro free slave. She charged them high prices to keep them down. They see them through a few of what we call Uncle Toms and the political circle, class, and all professional classes. She offered them little favoritism to help her work against their own people, the black people. But they too will suffer along with the enemy of justice, of the poor, so-called Negro. They must be separate. See, envy, hatred are going between the two people, regardless of their preaching of social integration. The truth must come. What is better than a program you find I have written? The two black and whites cannot get along in peace. As you have never gotten along in peace. Do you know why white Americans does not like to talk with you about separation? And why he calls separation of the two people the wrong solution for peace between the people? He knows that it's promised and that God will do it. Then why do they not agree with separating themselves from you and me and we from them? Why are the black man and the white man all over the earth now in disagreement with each other to live in peace? Do you know why? Oh, foolish American so-called Negro, seek some of this earth that you can call your own to live on in peace. Unite and ask the government for a portion of America. This is what we need, somewhere to live to ourselves. Let the white man live to himself. Two people are not brothers. They are aliens to each other. God did not make them brothers to each other. I ask you, my brothers and sisters, to learn this and learn it quickly. Fly for your life to the refuge of Allah and come, follow me. America, land being divinely curtained. The Holy Quran, Surah 1341. See, day night that we are visiting the land, curtain it of its eyes. Allah God pronounced a doom, and there is no repeller of his decreed, and his shrift and call into account. Black man America, there is no one as blind as you are seeing what is going on against white America. And I warn you for nearly 40 years that Allah God and the person of Master Fly Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, came to me and gave me the knowledge of the truth. And I've been preaching it to you continually. Now you see what is going on as white America has done. So now it's being done into her. White America has surrounded cities to other people. She have blown their cities to pieces. And she have killed the inhabitants. Those who are left alive, she put to flight, running from shelter, from destruction by America might. It is very sad and horrible to look at the things that white America have done, which are now coming on this country. For many years, centuries of years, white America have lived a luxurious, wicked life, while hating her black slave and depriving them of justice, shooting them down on the streets and on the highways, in the woods and fields for nothing. She did it just because she felt that she had advantage, and she wanted to kill black people, as she was made to do. The Bible, Psalms chapter 10, verse 8. He sat in the lurching places of the village, in the secret place, do he murder the innocents. His eyes are set against the poor. Up until this very minute, she is seeking to destroy the black man in America and to deprive him of freedom to do for self. America never desired departure of the black slave from his white slave master, while America wished only to hold this black slave in order to continue to treat him with evil. See Pharaoh hatred and injustice to Israel and Egypt in the time of Moses to serve America as they wanted. But she hath fallen headlong into the direst of destruction of Allah God. White America runs to and fro seeking way out, but she does not try to justify her black slave for justice and equality amongst the nations of the earth. White America made us into nothing. She used us to mock us before the nation of the earth. But a God with unlimited wisdom, knowledge, power is now befriending the black slave. He has chosen the black slave to be his people. But the foolish black people have yet to come to the knowledge that Allah God is their best friend, and that he is here to save them from the destruction of a people who have shown evil and hatred to us all our lives. White America divided us one against the other. See the black man and America so divided against each other that you seek all time to do evil against each other. You cannot even befriend them if they take advantage of it. Call you a fool for trying to befriend them, as it was with us by Midway Technical Schools. Midway Technical Schools came to us for help. We gave them the help to keep them from falling. Cost us $30,000 to set them free of their backrents and other bills that they had. Take a look at how they turn on us for the purpose of wrecking all their beautiful businesses set up for them and others to enjoy on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. The fall of America foretold separation is the answer. And when the cities are set on fire, when men are united, and when hell is kind, the folding up is the title taken from the first verse of that chapter in which the above verses are found. And when the sun is folded up, the Holy Quran, Surah 81, verse 1, prophesies the folding up of a recorded work. A record of what people have done as it used will no longer be necessary. This chapter refers to what take place in the resurrection. One party is recorded as the beginning, while the other party discontinued. We see this clearly being made manifest today. War causes the destruction of civilizations. War destroys the cities and towns of a nation. This chapter 81 of the Holy Quran is now being fulfilled. The sun and the stars and mountains, camels, and wild animals are all mentioned in the first 4 verses of this chapter and are not without. The coming of God refers to by the prophet is to unite a people. We have been divided against self by the enemies. He choose these people for building a better world. The Bible Revelation refers to destruction of the beast and its chief instructor, the dragon. The name beast given here is not refer to 4-foot animals, but to a people who rule is like that of a savage beast. The Theologians, most of them from the time of Martin Luther, who I think was the author of these terms, beast and dragon, especially the pastor Russell and Judge Rutherford, founder of Jehovah's Witnesses, take the term dragon to refer to the Pope of Rome, the father of the Christian church and the Christian religion. This is the first time since we have been lost in this part of the earth. We want to unite the black nation of the earth into one under the guidance of God who is now present. Why should the master continue to deceive his slave? He teaches the slave that he's a free citizen with equality. Why do you slaves, masters, want to hold them for hostage prey? You do not need them. The machines do the labor that slaves used to do. Why not let them go? You want to go to war against Allah and the freedom that Allah came to do for you slaves? For you Pharaoh had that same idea. You did not want Israel to go free in the land to themselves. Pharaoh lost the war against Allah, was drowned in the Red Sea. The loser of this war will land in a lake of fire, not water. If white America wants to free her slave, she can easily do so. This will be simpler and easier than what she is doing today, killing and provoking them through police force, National Guards, and finally the U.S. Army, as we see in Detroit, Michigan. America's actions show us two things. Firstly, she wished to call fear amongst the so-called Negro with a display of many deadly weapons. But Allah is removing the fear. Secondly, she fears to approach her armed slave unless she is armed. This have been historical relations between the white man and his slaves. The white man seeks the leaderships of the so-called Negro to help him keep the dissatisfied slave subject to him without complaint about injustice. The white man would say, "Nigga, you should be happy. You are better off than many of your black kind with a job." The white slave master brought our fathers here to do the slave work. Our free laborers have made the white slave master richer than their brethren, Europeans. Did they offer us any of this land that they took from the Indians? The 22 million so-called Negroes should be seeking some of this earth and wish to live and build an independent nation out of self. The white slave master only offers a job. Allah God has come, and the person Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, to free us. The Negro slave must be free. This is the meaning of the resurrection. The Allah God have come to kill this white slave master, the devil, that had been here for 600 years. For 6,000 years, I should say. Allah God has says to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that he intends to free the American so-called Negro at any price. For 400 years, you slave masters have been killing the so-called Negro, without receiving any resistance, regardless of his peaceful way with you. We the Muslims have tried to live in peace here in white America. There is not a single instant in our 36 years of history where we have ever made an aggressive move against you, but you have attacked us several times. We have proved to the world that you are impossible to live with in peace. You have condemned it and murdered the just and he who do not resist you. James 5:6. You have destroyed many towns, cities, and people, as you have divided the so-called one against the other. So Allah should divide you and your brethren. As you have done to others, so shall be done to you. The Bible. And when the cities are set on fire, it's a sign of the end of you as a power. The house doomed to fall. We cannot deny the fact that the Christian rest is responsible for this universal corruption in the land and sea. From the sea comes the corruption, from the same corruption that their own hands have made will come their doom. The Christian preach that which they do not do and cannot do, such as love your neighbors. I have as yet to meet one who loved his neighbor as did himself. Thou shalt not kill. I have yet to meet such a Christian. They even fight against each other, rob, kill each other, but yet represent themselves as world peacemakers with whom the great deceivers of the world reap what they have sown. Have they not corrupted many people, nations under disgust of good, peaceful, loving Christians? The Christian rest is full of the worst crimes, practicing evil to the fullest, and seeking to practice them on other nations as well. The universal temporary ever parade before the world. They both have new girls and women. They are before your eyes in almost everything. Murdering, gambling, robbery, drunkenness, drug, adultery, lying. There's hardly any end to it. The lands and seas are filled with deadly weapons of wars. The islands of the seas are filled with corruption of all of the nations of earth, for they are proud and boastful, and are now hated and despised it according to their wishes. The religion of Christianity is a curse to us, the black man, and is full of slavery teachings. They have poisoned the Bible with their attitude and taken from the truth. Now their doom is in sight. It is their own work. The command to sea with their powerful navies, parking them off the shore of the nations. They secure the air base on their soils to place the deadly bombs carrying planes within easy striking distance of those whom they fear to be their enemies. Is this not the easy way to make an enemy? Is this the act of a real Christian? The follower of Jesus, whom they preach, came for the peace of mankind and to teach the shaking of the sword and the turning of the other cheek? Where is a good Christian amongst this race? They love mannering other people's affairs. They are in ever fight a war, if it matters not with whom or where, or yet crying peace, peace, with every deadly weapons of war to provoke other nations to war. Shall not the God of justice and peace deal with you and your troublemaking as he did with those before you? I warn every one of you, my people, fly to Allah with me for refuge. As I warn you, the judgment of this world has arrived. Get out of this slave-making Christianity to the right religion, Islam. The house you are in shall surely fall and never rise again. The destruction and fall of the world that we had known is now without a doubt in process. When we refer to the world, we are referring to the world of the white man. For the world of the black man have yet to come in. The world of the black man by divine guidance is now merging in on the old world of the white race. This makes the destruction and fall of the world of the white man. Here in America, we cannot see nothing but the fall of America. It is no secret. It is obvious to the eyes that are open. If we want to close our eyes and minds and claim that we do not see and understand, then we will be falling ourselves. This refuse to see is foolhardy, regardless to how we may desire to see the old world stand. We do not have the power to starve off the destruction that caused the world of the white man to fall. The destruction and power that is bringing about the fall of the world of the white man is coming from Allah God. In the past history of the world of the white man, there never was a time of destruction of his world like the present time. It is useless for you to try to prevent the fall of the white man's world. There is no checking it. The white race has not tried to do the right thing, justice. The doing of justice would have checked her fall. The Bible, Jeremiah. But white America was never willing, and even at this hour she is not willing, to do justice by those who she has mistreated. She had dealt injustice to a black slave for nearly 500 years that she had been in the Western hemisphere. America have constantly burdened the poor black slave with every evil that she can imagine. Evil scientists who have invented more and more evil practice have not been able to invent any more evil than that which they have already put out. Day and night, without a let up, the white man mistreat the poor black slave. Now since heaven, the God of peace, justice, freedom, equality have come to the black slave. The white man is trying to make everyone that recognize the truth deviate from it. The white man says, do not accept it. He makes the black man a hypocrite against his own starvation. The white man twirls the one whom he as yet accept the truth of their starvation. And he promised them that which he will never be able to fulfill. See, white America is falling. She is now losing the power and authority that she was enjoying in foreign lands. Her fall is very visible. Wherever her authorities had been exercised it, people are now crying out in one voice, leave us, Americans, go home to America. The citizens of the country are telling the American citizens, leave us. America no longer has friends. America and England deposit their little brother Israel on foreign soil, the Palestine, which is Arab land. Deprived the Arabs of their own land and sent them into the exile. This injustice against the Arabs is now costing America the power and authority that she once exercised in the East. She is on her way out of the Near East. This means bloodshed and plenty of it. In the Near East, there stand navies which are neither American nor British. They are there to drive America out. Skies over there are beginning to thicken with forging planes carrying deadly weapons, guns, and bombs. They will not be satisfied as long as Israel is in Palestine. The boil has come to a bursting point. We are in a troubled world. We are in a world that is now erupting. Black man who was once a slave in America, you have a way of escape. The way out is now your own term. It is on the condition that you submit to Allah God. Come follow me. It's the only way out. I am the door, and I have the keys to your starvation. Reject it and die. We are in a world that is falling. It will soon be going up in flame. In Germany, the Cold War between the East and West will soon erupt into a hot war. It will never be settled in peace. East and West, Germany must and will fight out all the deadly weapons that the war scientists have planted and perfect for the final showdown. You do not have to worry too much about whether or not America is coming out of Asia. Certainly, while America's counter agent. The odds are against her staying there. But I warn you, my black people, my black brothers here in America, that while she is on the way home, we the black people are standing in a crossfire. The only hope that we have is to fly to our refuge and allow God. Look at what is going on to the south of us. Look at the many hijacks stick up of planes. Why America's afraid to put a stop to the hijack, for she knows that she's going to run into more than she expects. Who would have thought that the big power of white America would suffer such disgrace in this day and time? This is to teach you and me, black brothers, that the power of white America is becoming weak and she is falling. I said, black brother, join to your own kind. Come follow me, for the world that you and I have known will soon be no more. The days of America downfall. Allah manifest the fall of white America. A desire to make white America fall as a warning to her brothers in Europe. See, white Americans in Germany, Allah has taught me, are the most wicked of the right race. The wicked deeds that have been performed and are still being performed by white America upon the so-called Negro slave are the worst and annal of history. They have been clever enough in their wickedness to make the so-called Negro slave love them, though they are their open enemies and murderers. Allah and the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, now judge the American whites and is causing America fall and total destruction. Egypt under Pharaoh is an example for fulfilling signs and other prophecy of the doom of this people as foretold by the prophet from Noah to Jesus. Moses and Jesus are the most outstanding prophets in the history of the Caucasian race for the past 4,000 years. There are several others contemporary, but Moses and Jesus are the major prophets of the right race history. The whole of the civilized world today, as prophesied in Isaiah, is against this white man of America. Allah hates the wicked American whites and threatened to remove them from the face of this earth. I read this again. Allah God hates this wicked American whites and threatened to remove them from the face of this earth. Since this white America and its right race in general have deceived the entire world of black people and their brethren, brown, red, and yellow, Allah has caused these people to wake up and see this right race as it really is, the created enemies of the darker people. As we see today, there's a general awakening of the darker people into the knowledge of self and the knowledge of their age-old 6,000-year enemy all over there. The American white race cannot sincerely give the so-called Negro, their slave, a square deal. She only desires to deceive them. False equality. Today, white America is trying against her will to give the so-called Negro civil rights, which is against their very nature and will of the right race. For the first time since the black men have been here, white America falsely offering him social equality to tame parts of the country. This social equality consists mostly of permitting the American black race to mix openly with the white man and his woman, the devils. The actual idea, however, is to grant the so-called social equality amongst the lower class, the whites. This is done so that the scriptures wherein they prophesy that the white man tempts and corrupts the so-called Negro with his woman might be fulfilled. God has taught me that the right race was grafted unlike, and being unlike, it is able to attract the black man and black woman, getting them to do all evil known to the right race. One of the prophets of the Bible prophesied it in regard to America as the morning spread abroad upon the mountains. We see a great and strong people set and battle away. Joel chapter 2, verse 2. This is the setting of nations for a showdown to determine who will live on earth. The survivor is to build a nation of peace, to rule the people of the earth forever, under the guidance of Almighty God, Allah. With the nation setting forth for a final war at this time, God plead for his people, the inheritors of the earth, the so-called Negro. The so-called Negro is the prey of the white man of America, being held firmly in the white man's powers, along with 2 million Indians who must be redeemed at this time, and will be if the so-called Negro turn to his Redeemer. The problem of the American black man is his unwillingness to be separated from his 400-year-old enemy. The problem, therefore, is hard to solve, especially when the enemy trying to fascinate the Negro with his lower-class girls and women are raiding them partly new before the Negro. In every public news media, cheap daily newspaper, magazine, radio, TV, and a Negro is quick to intimidate. The problem between these two people, separation, the so-called Negro, so that they may be accepted and respected as equal and superior to other nations, must be solved. This is God's promise to the so-called Negro, the lost and found members of the original black nation of the earth. This problem was made through the mouth of his prophet, the Bible and Quran, that he would separate us from our enemies, identify and make us the master after this wicked race had been judged and destroyed for his own evil. But as I said, the solving of this problem, which means the redemption of the Negro, is hard to do since he loved his enemy. See the Bible, Deuteronomy 18:15, Psalms, Isaiah, Matthew 25 and 32, and Revelation 14. The manifestation of Allah and judgment between the so-called and enemy of God and the nation of Islam will make the so-called Negro see and know his enemy, himself, his people, his God, and his religion. Rejection of self. We hear the statement of the black educational, political, and Christian class which express their love for the white man, probably asking to be his brother, if not his brother-in-law. Now this class wants to make it clear to the world that they really love the right race and not the black race. This means that they want to be right instead of black. The devil have made them hate black. They reject the thought of black ever being the ruler or equal with the rulers. They act boldly from inferiority, not only for themselves, but for their people. They want to assert themselves and their kind, especially the so-called American Negro, and to erase a white people without any the black race. It is just the opposite with Allah, God, myself, and my followers. We want out completely. We want no claim to kinship with a people who by nature are not our kin. Read from Genesis to Revelation in the Bible, and from Surah chapter 2 and to Surah 114 of the Holy Quran. By no means are the so-called Negro and the white kings. God did not create them brothers, nor did he create them to ever become brothers. One is creating an enemy against the other. And since the righteous are more powerful than the wicked, Allah, the God of righteousness, set a time of reckoning for enemy, the right race of the righteous. Separation. We want separation. We want a home on this earth we can call home. We want to go for self and lead enemy who have been sentenced to death by Allah. Revelation 20:10 and 14. On the day he was created. See this subject in the Bible and Quran. No one, white, black, brown, yellow, red, can prove to me by any scriptures of Allah God, sent by one of the prophets of Allah God, that we should not be separated from the right ways, that we should believe and follow the religion dictated, shaped, and formed by the white race theoticans. The coming of Allah and the judgment of this wicked world is made clear by the prophets saying, of the prophets, the so-called reverends, and a proud intellectual class are doomed to destruction with the enemy, and they remain with him instead of joining in to Allah God, who loved them and who would deliver them in the nation of Islam. The so-called Negro masters must be warned of the great mistake they make and fall in leaderships of those who love and befriend their murderers. This will not get them freedom or civil rights. While America is falling, her doom have come, and none said the prophet shall help her in her days of her downfall. In the Bible, God plead with you to fly out of her. America and seek refuge in him. Revelation 18 verse 4 is to change will change your mind about falling a doomed people, a people who hate you and your kind, and who call one who teach the truth about them a hater. They are the producer of hater of us. We are with God and the righteous. The days of trouble. The days of trouble have now come to us from Almighty God Allah, the God who is the real owner of the heavens and earth. Allah God created for himself a heaven, and then he let it out to a forged and right race for them to enjoy themselves in it for a while. They have proved unworthy of such glorious creation. And now the God who is owner of this heaven and earth is ready to take over and rule it for himself. Never no more will the earth nor the heavens or the earth be let out to non-owners. It is the great wisdom taught to us, and letting new creatures, right race, try their knowledge of master that which they was not made to master, which we knew when we made them, that they would not be able to master the original creation for long. For as we, the black people, are of the planet, there is no new creature that could put in order for ruling that which we already have, and we are in it. It is such a wise piece of work that had been done. The wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the originator of this creation is just. There is no comparison anywhere to make. There is no such thing that the originator can put the planet aside out of the hole and let someone else take over. This race, the right race, has not been successful in ruling according to their will and according to their real owner. For the right race have to use the original materials that himself has created. There is nothing of which the white man can call himself the creator. So therefore, since this white man continued to make trouble, which by nature he was made to do, we do not see any way out but trying to live with the white man in peace. The nature of the white man is ever causing unrest amongst himself and amongst us too. The white man just cannot make peace for himself because of his nature. Today, God has decided that we, the black people, cannot get along with the white man in peace, and that the white man must be removed there. The white race want to remove us, the black people, but in order for the white man to remove us, the black man, he will have to remove the whole entire heavens and make the heaven of old anything like life. Then from of old, we'll have to start all over again and create life. For life and the universe is life, that we, the black people, have established it. Therefore, to get away from our own life, which was created by the black man, so that a new life could come in, we will have to rid the space of life, which belonged to us, the black man. And when the space was rid of life that we, the black people, have created, no one will have to create life of his own making. We, the poor black people here in white America, must be chained into a new and different people altogether. So Allah God came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, doing praise are due forever, taught me but not a complete make of us. We will be renewed from what we are in, and we call it a new thing. There will come a day when we, the black people, will have a complete new thing from man and earth and the heaven above us. But according to the scientists, God will call this to go into a new thing, and not a complete destruction of the old, where there is no root to grow something from. Not this time. The thing that Allah God would like to do now and would do is destroy the work of the devil And the devil would like to destroy God's work, what God has created. The devil cannot destroy God's creation because the devil has no part in the creation of the first creation. And since the devil has no part in the first creation, it's make the devil unable to lay hold to the power that will destroy the first work of God. The main thing which I keep mentioning enough to you to make you disgusted, something for the black man in America who has spent his life long and sleeping in ignorancy of the knowledge of that which he is in. But as soon as the black man can awaken to the knowledge of this that he is in, then he can lay hold to that which he did not have knowledge of, is that the black man is the creator of the first creation. Allah God wants to put this black man back into power. And the way the black man can be put back into power is Allah has to make this black man all over again to master the power after giving the black man the authority. Look at the poor, once peaceful black man in America. Look how he strives to reach for himself, but is now making a fast progress and that which God leads for him to understand. The black man conversation has changed. The black man way of thinking has changed. His actual physical form has changed. It is a great thing to have come to the black man in America. The black man in America is getting happier and happier. It's not hard for this black man in America to get rich, but he's getting rich from his own wisdom. No one has given him anything. As the Bible teaches you of the Son, no one gave in to him, but he is getting rich so fast that God has chose the Son to become the head of the house that he has strayed away from. The future of the black man is so beautiful that we can hardly comprehend it. The biggest thing that stands before us is qualification and readiness. Let us get qualified to master the house that God has given to us before someone tries to rob us of that master in the house. If they rob us of the master in the house, I'm sorry for us. I said to you, black brothers and black sisters, do not be foolish. The kingdom of heaven will be given to you and to me. Have patience to receive it. But to get the house into our service is like a mother giving birth to a baby. The baby must mature in that which he is in, as the baby mature in the womb of the mother in order to be born. So the black man must mature to be born into a new world that the black man must build himself. These are the days of trouble. Pledged by God, America is doomed. With the end of the rule of this right race over the black people of the earth in sight, face to face, we have to deal with each other according to the actual facts which exist between the two nations, black and white. You see, my brothers, how we will have to deal with each other. We must be separated from the people that don't have it. And how we always have to deal with the people that didn't want us here. So the separation must take place. We must be separated from the people that don't have it today. How many times you gonna see history repeat itself? How many times you gonna stand into the Senate? When you look for justice, you get injustice. How many times our prayers have not been solved because we acted and presented out of ignorance, because we had not known the true God. So in a nutshell, we've been taught this, we've been taught that. We have not been taught the truth. You have not known your God. You have not known the Creator. All your life, you knew a people that didn't even want you here. I say this to you because the time is too short and you have a decision. Think you have long can be the worst decision people will make in this world. And the days are over. Days are lot. So shall it be in the coming day of the Son of Man.